Hello, it is me, Pearl. Wow, I didn't say good morning. Good morning. It is me, Pearl, and this is Tuned In Tarot. And I'm here to look at the balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine energies inside of ourselves, understanding that whatever state we find these energies are in, we can see reflected back to us in people from our material world, but only because it's a reflection of our own energy. And so, if we want to see changes in our environment, changes in the people around us, we have to shift our own energy to be able to line up to where we want with what we want. All right. So, Divine Feminine is going first today. I'm going to tell you right out the gate that justice is in reverse at least 3 times across this reading. I did not see some of the cards that came out for the heart space for Divine Feminine, but the yeah, that's where we're starting with justice in reverse. So a sense of like not fair, like unfairness, uh, confusion, because justice can see right through, and also this idea that the truth is going to come out. So that's the overall thing that I noticed right away from this reading. There's a lot of reversals I can see so far. Let's dig in. Do you like my hair today? It's pretty crazy. Okay, let's see. Top of the deck, overall headspace for Divine Feminine. It's justice in reverse. Like I said, we're going to start off, we're going to just get right into it. So we've got a Divine Feminine who feels like it is not fair. The situation that has unfolded for her, this is no bueno. It is not fair. She's confused about why this has happened. She's confused about why she went through all of this just to get to this point. She has a sense that, like I said, justice will out and it's going to be on justice's terms and not in her control. So she's not loving this feeling. This is overwhelming her. This is at the forefront of her mind. This is sort of like all she can think about right now is that an injustice has been done. She did not see the justice that was promised to her. We had 2 full months of the justice card waiting and waiting and waiting for justice for this couple. And she doesn't like the justice that has arrived. She's kind of rejecting it. She's like, this isn't justice. But of course, the divine knows what justice is. So we're just kind of chafing a little bit at the justice that has come. Okay. The niggling feeling in the back of her mind, we've got this Five of Pentacles energy. It is back. It is not feeling great. And this makes me want to read the lyrics for the songs today. Um, for Divine Masculine, we got the song from Uncle called Find an Outsider, featuring the Big Pink. It's from the album The Road Part 2 Lost Highway. And the lyrics are, can this love take you higher? Got your past, it makes you lighter. Make your move, catch the tide. Listen in, these wings decide. Are we heading to the light? Should I stop and try and hide? Take a seat on your ride. Don't make me feel like an outsider. Like an outsider. Run in lines and come in blind. It's not enough to make you mine. Hear us come with your fire, tie the knot and make it tighter. When love and place will rest in pieces, get in line. It's just too easy. Pulling wool can make a scene. Before too long, I know I'll find her. I know I'll find her. Oh, I wanted nothing more, just to tell you that I'm yours and keep you from falling. Let's choose to live when it's time to die. There's a time and a place to make a crime. Shedding blood will bleed to eat. Give me a reason and I'll breathe. Seal the deal before it's time to leave. Playing dead so we can't be seen. Far and wide, I'll set the scene. Before too long, I know I'll find her. Oh, I wanted nothing more, just to tell you that I'm yours, etc. If you ever want to hear these songs on my Instagram, I shuffle the cards with a time lapse, and then I post normally, as long as the songs are available through Instagram, I will post them there so you can listen to the whole song there to get the messages. If I don't read the lyrics, but I had to read the lyrics today because they're significant. Okay, so that's Divine Masculine. Divine Feminine got driving along. You can see all the people who seem to have nothing to say to each other. Each day they grow farther and farther away from each other. This is Harry Nielsen from Nielsen Schmielsen album. On faces so tired of facing each other. Each day they grow farther and farther away from each other, driving along at 57,000 miles per hour. Look at those people standing on the petals of a flower. Look at those petals pumping for a little bit of power. Driving along, you can see all the people. So they go farther, farther. They seem to go nowhere, and farther and farther and farther and farther and farther away from each other. You're welcome, says the universe. So, divine masculine is over there saying all he wanted was to make divine feminine his, and it's just not working. Divine feminine is feeling this distance growing farther and farther. So the separation is pronounced right now. All right. First thing on divine feminine's mind with that niggling feeling of that Five of Pentacles is the Death card. I haven't seen the Death card yet. Oh, I'm sorry, the Devil card. My bad. The Devil card. And I still mean the same thing. I haven't seen the Devil card yet from this fountain deck. And it is beautiful, not surprisingly, because this deck is beautiful. Look at the imagery here. These people look painfully attached to this presence. And I'm doing my reading today with incense I received as a gift from the Antique Oracle. You can find on Instagram, which is this really cool shop in Connecticut. And Natalie from the Antique Oracle sent me archangel incense for every one of the major archangels. So today we're burning, for this reading, Raphael, Haniel, Gabriel, and Michael. And Michael is the protector against demonic entities. So Saint Michael, the archangel, is definitely a protector for this devil energy, that temperance angel that comes to protect you. Divine feminine, I would highly recommend that you pray some kind of protective prayers for yourself right now at this time, just to fight off this energy. But divine feminine is moving away from her obsession, her focus, her single-minded focus on the attachment to the divine masculine, and she's releasing the powerful, there's a word I want to say and I can't think of it. But she's releasing being bound to this devil energy, being bound to this one permutation of her life. She is really coming to this point where she is completing this cycle with this specific manifestation, this specific focus on this old iteration of this person. However this plays out for you, this cycle is completed, and her world is herself. It's herself. And whoever she chooses to focus on, it doesn't, at this point, it's whoever matches her energy, right? So it doesn't matter who it is. She's freeing herself from an attachment to the specific person, because that specific attachment was devil energy, right? It was ego-based. There was a lot of things tied up in this, and they had to go into this separation in order to clear all of this garbage out, to clear these attachments, to clear the ideas of codependency from both of them. And this cycle has been completed for this divine feminine. She has fully released this Knight of Wands. This Knight of Wands is no longer welcome here. Bye-bye. No more, I love you, but I can't stay. Just sexual energy, just like passionate gestures with nothing to back them up. No consistency, nothing. Just a lot of nothing. A lot of rash, impulsive decision making that didn't include her. He just flowed with his energy in the worst of ways, because it was his energy and it was only about himself. This type of a divine masculine is not worthy of her. So she has completed any type of cycles where she tolerates this. It's like, if you don't come to me clean, in all of your honesty, as a King of Wands, which I didn't even know that was there until I just looked down because I really wasn't processing what is here in front of me. King of Wands. So no Knight of Wands bullshit, okay? If you can't come to me as a king and take action and be in your power with your passion and your vision, I'm not interested, because I'm releasing my attachment to any specific energy. That is done for me. That is over. What I choose to do now is to take action for myself, to follow my own passion and my own vision, knowing that I will become magnetic and attract to me a matching King of Wands. If this specific iteration catches up, great. If he doesn't, also great. Really, really. It's not fair that she's had to do this, that she has had to be left in the cold. It is not fair. This is not justice to her. This justice that has been done because Divine Masculine didn't take the initiative to do justice to this relationship. It's not fair, she's feeling, but she doesn't care because she's not attached. It's her loop thinking and obsessing over this specific Divine Masculine is done. It's done. She only has space right now inside of her for this king. There's no room left for the Knight of Wands. There's herself, and there's the one who matches her where she is. This Eight of Wands that was here yesterday, that was upright, it's back and it's in reverse. So the momentum has slowed down. The momentum has slowed down. And it's because of this ending of this cycle. She was heading in a direction that looked like kind of familiar, back into the old cycles of this behavior. But the momentum has been slowed down. She has decided instead to release attachment, to focus on her world, to end these cycles and slow that momentum down where she was going to be heading back to the same old. And because she has done this, because she is releasing this kind of a Knight of Wands behavior, she will not accept this anymore. Here's our overthinking, and we've got a little bit ready. We're supposed to have 6 cards. We've got 9 cards today. Sorry, 8 cards. So overthinking and Divine Masculine, also overthinking. So releasing this Knight of Wands energy. This is a big change for her. Here's the Wheel of Fortune. It is back. It was here twice yesterday, and I got a gift. So I was like, ooh, it's back again. Let's see what I get today, right? Good fortune, destiny, fate. She's releasing this Knight, and she's trusting that this is her destiny to do so. This is part of her journey. She believes it. She doesn't know the ending of this journey. This doesn't mean she's going to be with the specific masculine she's releasing. She doesn't care. She's trusting in her destiny. She's trusting in her good fortune. She's trusting in her luck. The overthinking that we're doing, there's that pesky tower energy, and it is in reverse because she has to rebuild. She has to resurrect this tower, and she had been resistant to releasing it. She had been resistant to just letting that crumbling happening. But she's understanding, because this is her awareness, that it is her destiny not to rebuild this tower with this specific masculine, but to enter into her own power. Here we have the Magician. Look at what this does for her. Releasing Divine Masculine, releasing the desire to rebuild this tower with a specific Divine Masculine, this guy that is not treating you right. This brings you, because you're trusting in your destiny, this brings you power. This makes you powerful. It is you using all of your resources that you have to stay in your power despite having lost something very profound to you. And to see the Wheel of Fortune and the Tower together, this is a massive change in your energy, a really massive shift in the energy. My hair is driving me crazy. Sorry. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to stop being a Leo and looking at myself. Okay. Top of the deck. Overall heart space is the King of Pentacles. Now, this is interesting, right? Because we just looked at a head space that is dealing with releasing this specific manifestation. And yet the forefront of the heart space is the King of Pentacles upright. And it's clarifying the position of justice in reverse. And so we have, even though Divine Feminine is releasing her attachment to this physical masculine, trusting in her fortune, understanding that she's not meant to rebuild this tower at this point, and that this will allow her to enter into her power. While she has this awareness, she still has a deep love for this divine masculine iteration. The 3D physical material world version of this energy for her, she has a deep and profound love, unconditional, regardless of whether she remains attached to his energy or not. So that's the forefront of her heart. And her reason for that, the niggling feeling, is this Two of Wands card. Because she's feeling that this is a twin flame situation, that this is a soulmate, that this is not a karmic partner, but that this is someone she knows is significant to her. But this is also a card that is about the journey. It is about not knowing what is going to happen. It is about trusting in the plans that you've made for yourself and the things that you've asked for. It is about waiting, not really having anything that you can do anymore, but just being sort of at the mercy of God's decisions regarding the journey. The first thing in her heart space is the Six of Pentacles. This desire for reciprocity, this desire to be generous, to experience generosity, to be able to see those scales balanced that are out of balance in her headspace, right? With that justice in reverse. To see a fair outcome. And it is her belief that as she releases this ego energy, this attachment to any specific divine masculine, the obsessions, the single-minded focus on one individual, her addictions, etc., this is allowing her to be generous with herself. She knows she must be generous with herself, that she must be understanding that this is a difficult energy to face. So she's being called to be generous with herself. But she's also believing that as she releases this attachment, she's going to start to see reciprocity from anyone who enters into her life, not just this specific divine masculine. We have the world in her headspace being clarified by the Magician. So there's union for head and heart, that she feels very much in her power. And the cycle that has been completed is the work that it's taken, that releasing of the ego, that cycle is now allowing her to become extremely powerful, to be able to use all the tools that she has. And her head and her heart are fully in union with this idea. This Knight of Wands that she's thinking about, these shadow traits, her heart is also aware that the reason that she experiences the shadow trait energy is because she is working very hard to come into a place where she can receive a cup like this. She wants to be able to receive something like this. And she's aware that these two energies interact with each other and cause a lot of the struggle that they experience, because this energy doesn't match this energy. And it can't, because divine feminine has been willing to accept this because she felt like there was nothing better. But she knows, her heart knows there is something better, and that the only thing that is blocking her is her ability to receive it. And what has been keeping her from receiving it has been that devil energy, that focus on this one person who is acting in this one way. And she just kept thinking about this over and over and over again, and then seeing it over and over and over again. This King of Wands energy that she's hoping to see, this Knight of Wands mature into a King of Wands that will take action, be passionate, follow his vision. In order to get to this place for herself, there she is in her Four of Cups energy, working on receiving. So in this particular image, we don't see this bird focused on these cups. These are the things from his past. This is his memories. He's filled these cups up with his memories. He's focused on this cup, which he wants to fill with his future memories. He wants to be able to receive in a cup like this. So he's getting grounded. He's going into nature. He's connecting with the divine. There's meditation here. There's a pause. There's contemplation. There's an awareness that this cup must be filled up. There's also a warning from this card that divine feminine might be trapped in her fantasy about this King of Wands. Her fantasy about this Knight of Cups finally maturing and waiting for him to mature. And this idea that you cannot wait for a King of Wands to mature. You must fill your own cup. You must fill your own cup and have your own energy so that you can be your own King of Wands. Divine Feminine, here's the Strength card, and you're feeling challenged today because of the way that the messages you thought were coming, the momentum that you believed in has slowed down, has halted. You're not seeing those messages. And so you're really feeling like your strength is being challenged, and the strength of this connection is really being challenged. You're having trouble trusting in the eternal aspect of the connection, even though the niggling feeling in your heart space is that this is an eternal love. You're still having trouble trusting. I just saw 22, 24. You're still having trouble trusting in this energy. So you're feeling like your strength is being challenged. But remember, that strength wouldn't show up in your heart space if you didn't have it. You do have it, and you're needing to call on it right now to be able to handle this phase, which has slowed down, has halted this momentum with this divine couple. And then this Wheel of Fortune, the Tower, and the Magician, which is so much major arcana energy in one. It's being clarified by this 10 of Wands. So your heart is ready to put down the burdens, surrendering to fate, to the inability to rebuild the tower, and to having to be able to be in your own power. Your heart is ready to put down the burdens and enter into that world completion energy with this stuff, and just be powerful, be a magician, and create, manifest in a new way that doesn't involve this specific divine masculine. Okay. Let us see. Interesting. All right. So, I don't know where to put my cards. Okay. Top of the deck for divine masculine. Overall forefront of the mind, we have the 8 of Swords in reverse. So this is moved from the back of the mind into the front of the mind. And of course, in the cosmic tarot imagery of this card, we see this couple that only has to turn around and they could finally see each other. But instead, they have their backs to one another, and this protective element around them, which of course is thought, right? It's like machinations. So this idea that he's really working on releasing the capacity, propensity, both of those words came to me, for him to protect himself from divine feminine, and to do it in such a way where he's telling himself, oh, I'm protecting her, but really he's not. He's protecting himself. He's protecting her, but he's not even asked her if she wants his protection. So it's really a self-motivated thing. It's like, well, I don't know if I can really be what she needs me to be right now, so I'm just going to protect her from me, and I'm going to protect myself from her because I don't know if I can handle not being what she needs, right? So he's working on releasing this energy, which would really be delightful, divine masculine. Let's really get that one nipped in the bud. And the niggling thought in his mind is his Queen of Cups. And so he's got forefront of his mind focused on the ways that he has sabotaged or protected himself and protected her. And in the back of his mind, it's this Queen of Cups. Not only does he want this queen, but he wants to embody this energy where she is so strong and powerful in her. She's psychic, she's intuitive, she's compassionate, kind, loving, caring, so nurturing. She's in command of her emotions. She allows them, she feels them, but she's able to move and flow with them so easily. And he's really wanting to integrate these aspects within himself. He has this understanding that part of the sabotage has been his inability to allow this energy in, just like it's divine feminine's protection that she has been unable to receive. Divine masculine has been unable to allow that divine feminine inside of him to receive as well. So they're matching each other in that energy. The first thing on divine masculine's mind is the Six of Cups in reverse. So there's a couple things here. He's working to release the past, specifically the fantasy that he has been attached to, which is great news. But he's also acutely aware that there are things that he has done that have blocked his ability to have this reunion that he's seeking. He has done specific things, put up specific barriers that he believed he needed to put up in order to protect himself from this reunion, precisely because of his focusing on the past, things that had happened between them, things that had happened in other relationships that he's had. He was stuck in that past energy, not only the negative aspects that made him afraid to enter into any relationships or have any real commitment, but also actually the fantasy that he created up about what was supposed to happen and what didn't. So he was lost in future memories that weren't really based in reality, because this is a kind of a new thing for him recently to even actually contemplate coming out of this 5D energy and really come forward. So we have him working on releasing self-protection, self-sabotage. We have him blocking himself from this reunion and really working on releasing the past, which he is understanding is part of the self-sabotage that plays into his inability to be in command of his emotions and integrate the divine feminine this way. And then we have him with divine feminine in union in this Four of Cups energy. So, and they are both in this respect not focusing on these cups. But this is a divine masculine that looks pretty lost in his thoughts, lost in his imagining, lost in his dream of what he wanted. That's another kind of confirmation of that Six of Cups energy in reverse. So he's going into nature, he's getting grounded, he's meditating, he's thinking about what it is why he's blocking himself from this. He wants it so much. So what is he doing? Why does he keep doing this? Divine feminine, you have a tendency to think that only you feel this way. Like, why can't I make this happen? Because it seems like divine masculine is the one who's not doing the thing that you want him to do, but he's mirroring you. So he's just as confused. And that's why we're seeing justice in reverse all the time, too. He's just as confused about what is going on. And so he's needing the same kind of inner journey that will allow him to understand how to fill up that cup and give it to divine feminine. And in this image, it looks like all these cups are ready to go, and we're only waiting for him to pick it up and bring it. Now, divine masculine must be uncomfortable to have that much cup energy in his headspace. He does not like to think about his feelings. And he's actually doing it right now. So that's a really good sign. And then we have the death card. And it's funny because I called the devil card the death card by accident, but here it is. And it was turned over. So I didn't see it was coming, but it is here. And so we have him thinking about, and this is, of course, being clarified by this. So he is going into this energy of this pause to think and contemplate and meditate about what it is that's blocking this reunion, what he's doing to prevent this reunion with his divine feminine, because he wants to put an end to the behaviors that keep him in this position. He wants to have a rebirth, experience that rebirth so they can reunite, of course, but mainly he's interested in putting an end to this fighting against himself energy that's coming from this Seven of Wands. This is not in its placement where it has its positive meanings, because what we're seeing is that he was fighting against his own desire to experience this joyful reunion with divine feminine. He's had to fight off these opposing energies, which he felt for a long time were real. He was like, oh, no, there is material world reasons why I have to protect and why I have to, delay. And there's real reasons for this. And I'm fighting off those third party reasons, third party energies that are causing this conflict, that are blocking me. But what he's realizing is he needs to put an end. He needs to kill this belief that he has to fight off anything except for himself, because that is who he's really fighting against, with that Eight of Swords energy being at the forefront of his mind. So that needs to end so that he can experience this rebirth of this connection. And the way through is to meditate and figure out the ways in which the Six of Swords, right? This strife, this struggle, this pain that you've gone through, you have to map out the ways that this has built a bridge from where you are to where you want to be. You have to be comfortable with not knowing where you are going. And so he's trying to meditate and figure out how he can achieve this. How can he use these swords, these difficulties, these thoughts that have plagued him? How can he use them to build this bridge? Because he wants to move towards divine feminine, not away from her, and be able to come into physical union with her. And then we've got 3 major arcana cards with overthinking, which is exactly what we had for divine feminine too. The death card is being clarified by the high priestess card in reverse. So he's not trusting in his heart. He's not trusting in his intuition, and he's not trusting this divine feminine will survive the death of this connection. He is very afraid that as this connection, as this current permutation is ending, that he doesn't trust divine feminine is going to come with him, that she is going to go her own way, is this big fear that he has. And he's not trusting himself and his own intuition in regards to the rebirth of the connection. And then we have it's 9:33 when I just looked at my phone because I had a text message that just popped up, and it's 33 minutes on the clock. So, okay. Yeah. 9:33, 44 I just saw. Okay, I'm going to stop looking. Okay. Justice. So, justice in reverse, just like for divine feminine. This isn't fair. This justice that has been done is not just. And he's not trusting in his ability to bring justice to divine feminine through the rebirth of the connection. He's not trusting that he's going to be able to do this. That's his headspace. His heart space. Top of the deck, forefront of the mind, heart. I always do that. Of the heart. We have the Three of Wands in reverse. So, divine masculine, super impatient right now. Impatient with this energy, wanting to be ready to come into that Four of Wands, wanting to come to this sacred union, but being impatient with the divine timeline. having trouble holding on to this vision that he has while he's waiting for these pieces to fall into place, not fully trusting, because we saw that high priestess energy in reverse, not fully trusting in the divinity that is a co-mylanta. And right below that is the Two of Wands, also in reverse, pretty much the same meaning. And the Queen of Pentacles, okay, I'm going to stop. And the World, okay, I'm stopping. I'm not going to do that freaking vice versa tarot business. Okay, Three of Wands in reverse, impatient, not trusting in the divine plan, not trusting in divine timing. But the niggling feeling in his heart space is victory. But we could have seen this card this way, which is a shared victory, and we don't. We see it as a solo victory. So the niggling feeling that he has right now is, while he is battling against himself and trying to figure out what it is that's blocking himself from divine feminine, he is afraid that he's going to do this work, the pieces are going to fall into place, and that it's going to be a victory for him that he's come into this union in himself, but it's going to be only this solo victory. And he really is desiring to have a shared victory, but victory is here nonetheless. So he does feel like he's going to be able to overcome these fears and anxieties, these energies. Oh my God. The Seven of Wands, bro. We can't kick this card. We cannot kick it. But we're looking at vice versa. In this image, we see a determined divine masculine ready to face off his opponents. But who do we see here? We see a divine masculine with no opponents to face but himself. Same exact meaning that I read from this card. And the clarification, now this is crazy. This has happened fucking yesterday too, and I can't make it up. This Six of Cups in reverse is being clarified by this Seven of Wands, basically with the same meaning, because it's like he's fighting against himself, right? This was clarified by the Seven of Wands in reverse. Gah! So literally his brain, his heart, they are in complete union. That what has blocked this reunion is his belief in this illusion that he must fight off these forces that are only himself. But he's discovered this, right? If he knows about it and it's in his heart, that means he's made this discovery. How? By this hermit energy we saw him going into on Sunday. The soul searching that has been done, which is the clarification for this card. This has brought him to the realization. Oh, and you know what I realized? This was like this, right? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Vice versa issues. So he's done that soul searching. He's gone within. He's followed that starlight in the darkness. He's allowed himself to be guided. And he's discovered that he's only fighting against himself, right? And so that's what this meditation is about. He is understanding that he needs to continue. He's coming out of isolation, but he needs to continue to be meditative, contemplative, in order to really truly discover the source of this blockage he puts up against himself in that Seven of Wands energy. This is a beautiful, beautiful Ace of Cups, clarifying death. Because divine masculine's heart space is fully prepared, is filled with this love, which he gathered so often by coming to the divine feminine. But instead of doing this, he is finding this love within himself. He's finding it through this death and rebirth of his soul into this light where divinity provides love, where your worthiness comes from the fact that you're a creation on the earth, and that's all you have to be. And you're worthy of all of the bounty that's here. So he's really, really, really beginning to fully comprehend this and do this work and fill this cup to be able to have something to share with the divine feminine. King of Pentacles in his heart space. King of Pentacles in divine feminine's heart space. Union. This divine masculine is in a powerful position in his heart space. He is able to achieve this worthiness by releasing this energy of fighting against himself. With this release of this energy, he has the potential finally to be a true protector, because he hasn't been a true protector. He's been protecting the union from himself, which is protective if you're not ready to come in. There's beauty in that too, but it's an illusion, because he's realizing that he is good enough, that he is worthy, that he is capable of love, that he is capable of providing abundance, not just material wealth, but abundance, which comes in all forms for this couple. So he is realizing that he is fighting against himself for no reason, because he is worthy. The Six of Swords is being clarified by the Hanged Man. But this Hanged Man we're looking at from the vice versa perspective, which means we can see what the Hanged Man is gaining perspective on. And it is these twins here and this cosmic element. He's gaining perspective on the union of these two aspects of self and on the journey, the cosmic journey that is before them. So that's what he's gaining perspective on. This perspective between these two twins is what's allowing him to understand how those things, the painful separations, the all of the different bumps in the road, how they've actually worked to create a strength between these two and help build this bridge from being alone, being separate, to coming into union and realizing that separation is an illusion. And I can't make this up, because this High Priestess in reverse and Justice in reverse, clarified by Justice in reverse. So there's our three Justice cards. Head and heart in union. That divine masculine must bring justice. He must trust his intuition and bring this justice to the divine feminine, or else these scales will remain thrown to the ground. He will not be able to see justice done. He will be blind. So he needs to shift his energy, trust his intuition, trust his heart space, and allow justice to come into this union by his own power, through the power of achieving that love of self and killing the ego energy that has held him trapped. Okay, let's go look at the oracles. Divine feminine. We've got you needing to look at the shadow attributes of slave energy, which is giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. So you're doing this somehow. You need to come into the light, which is surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. So it's interesting that the antidote to giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear is giving your willpower to the divine with complete trust. So to do that, you must tap deeply into your intuition. You must go into your Four of Cups energy and meditate and listen for inspiration so that you can receive the messages from the divine and surrender that power of choice with complete trust that the divine has made the best choice for you, and flow with that energy. You are in the light attributes of the Queen, which is radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. So you are in your Queen energy right now. You're regal, you're feminine, you're benevolent, and you're protecting yourself and others in a generous way. Look out for a sign from above. Your guardian angel has work to do today to bring you a sign from above. Moods are indicators of my emotional set points. When you continue to focus on any thought, it becomes increasingly easy to continue to focus on it because the law of attraction is making more thoughts like it available to you. And so, emotionally speaking, you are developing a mood or you are achieving a habitual vibrational groove, so to speak, or a set point. If you know this formula, then you know that if you continue to focus on thoughts that make you feel less than, your law of attraction is going to accommodate for you. That's what you're asking for. You want to think about that. So I will give you this thought and this one and this one. That one matches, this one matches, this one matches. The same thing works when you need to move the train in the other direction. You have to reach for a thought that's believable and gives you a sense of relief. And then lean into that. And then as you feel that relief, that attraction starts to pick up and you start to be able to see other thoughts like it until you have a new set point, which creates your mood. That's how you can uplift your mood. Hey, luck is on your side, and you got the Wheel of Fortune 2 times yesterday and again today. So I think this is true. You should rest assured right now that you are in your good fortune. You are in an abundant space. You are able to really make a lot of wonderful things happen for yourself right now with that magician power. This fortune is yours. Luck is on your side. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do, Divine Feminine? What are you being called to do that you're kind of not listening to? I know what that thing is for me. My soul's calling me to do it hardcore. And I'm like, but I don't want to though. And my soul is like, yeah, you do. And I'm like, no, I don't. And your soul is like, yes. Okay, that thing, answer that call. You're also getting dog spirit, which I'm thrilled about. Every time I see this card, it's a confirmation that my husky is coming to me. Be loyal to what you love. Dog spirit appears to remind you that although change is a part of life and all of us are meant to evolve, our love and commitments remain strong. You are loved now and can trust that this higher love is true. Spirit loves you, and love has arrived in many forms now, manifesting in the people you surround yourself with, expressed uniquely through them. Dog spirit also says, be true to that which you love, for now is a time of good fortune. This is a fortune. Again, be ready, be steady, rather, as you recognize that people and things are always transforming. Your heart is loving and true. And dog spirit wants you to know that your steadfast commitment to experiencing and expressing love will attract and manifest more love. You deserve all of it. Have faith in Spirit's plan for you. Have faith in Spirit's plan. Be loyal to what you love. There's the King of Pentacles. Now, what does that mean? Does it mean be loyal to him means you can't have other experiences? No. It means that you don't try to survive the separation by pretending that you hate this divine masculine, because you don't. By being disloyal to your commitment that you made to be unconditionally loving to this person. Unconditional love doesn't mean that you don't live your life because you're not with that person. If you should watch the show Afterlife with Ricky Gervais. I think it's a really powerful show, and it's really, I think it's because it's about somebody who has passed. Like, it's about a man whose wife has died, and he's dealing with that grief. In separations where we choose to walk away from what doesn't serve us, we are really in that space of grief. And you have to figure out how to live your own life despite loving that person, because you still love that person, obviously. In a separation that happens from death, it was something that was unfair or not just, and you just kind of have to go on and have your own life, but while still feeling like loyalty and attachment to that person. So it's a beautiful show. It's funny and powerful. And it's Ricky Gervais, so it's uncomfortable too. But you should check it out. I think it has some really powerful messages for you. But you can be loyal to someone that you love while still living your own life and doing what's best for you. And I think you really need to understand that. All right, let's look at, first we got to do Divine Masculine's energy, his oracles rather. All right. Divine Masculine, you are still in the energy of the pioneer, which is a passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. So that's King of Wands energy. You are still embodying this energy. It's being boosted for you. And just to emphasize that you're in this place where you are passionate about doing and creating what has never been done before, you are also getting this archetype, which is a blank slate. This is anything you make of it. It's never been done before, so there's no way to define this aspect of self yet. You are becoming completely renewed in that death energy, in that rebirth. St. Hildegard von Bingen has moved from the union to your side, Divine Masculine, to really help you with your power to believe. You doubt that Divine Feminine understands how much you love her. That is not at all an issue. Divine Feminine knows that you love her a lot, which is why she can't understand the injustice that happens between the two of you, because she understands that you completely love her. So she knows you love her. That's why she's confused, right? And so you need to really work on believing in this love that comes from the Divine Feminine, believing that she sees and hears your love for her, because your fears about this are part of that Eight of Swords energy that are blocking you. You need to believe in yourself, believe in the connection, and believe Divine Feminine has deep love for you. You are literally at the center of her heart. So life is always in motion, so I cannot be stuck. It is not possible to stand still or be stuck, because energy and therefore life is always in motion. Things are always changing. The reason it may feel to you as if you are stuck is because while you are continuing to think the same thoughts, things are changing, but they are changing to the same thing over and over. So we've been over this card a few times, and we talked about it even yesterday. It seems like things aren't changing because you keep thinking about the past, right? That Six of Cups energy in reverse. You keep focusing on your fantasies of the past and your future memories, which aren't necessarily the kind of memories that you'd even want to focus on. And so you keep focusing on those things, and then you keep seeing the universe just meet you where you are at every single day. Like, oh, this was his focus. This is what we need to give him, etc. Right? Divine Masculine, hold your vision. You've got that pioneering energy. You've got King of Wands energy. Hold your vision of what it is that you want, not what you don't want. Who or what is triggering you, Divine Masculine? This is mirror energy. So you are having a tendency to do the thing where Divine Feminine triggers you, and you're focusing on how she is triggering you instead of focusing on what she's showing you that you need to work on, because that's really what she's doing when you're feeling triggered. She's just showing you a reflection of something that you need to shift inside of yourself. Crow spirit is here. Co-create with spirit. And this, I haven't gotten this card before, I don't think. This is the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed that I've been learning, which is why I read from the book, but also the messages are freaking powerful. So as you look around you, can you sense the magic that pulses through the world? Have you witnessed how every thought can become a thing? How every intention can call the universe into action as the sacred laws shape what you experience? The universe works in perfect order. When you align your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs with spirit, you will want to crow with delight, feeling the excitement and wonder of being in harmony with something much larger than yourself. Crow Spirit says you are right on target now to see your dreams magically come into being in the visible world. The laws of abundance, compensation, frequency, and praise are operating in your favor now. Remember to be grateful and praise what is yours, even if it is still coalescing into form, still residing in the invisible realms of co creation. No matter what area of your life you're concerned with now, what you hope for is on its way. For spirit is your co creation partner. Well, that bodes well. So align with your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs with spirit. So get into that space where you're feeling good and excited and coming into harmony. And then hold that vision. The laws of abundance, compensation, frequency, and praise will be operating for you in that energy. Continue to be grateful and praise what is yours, even if it's not here yet. No matter what area of your life you're concerned with now, what you hope for is on its way. I felt I had to emphasize because that's such a powerful message, divine masculine, for you. And goes so well with that St. Hildegard von Bingen energy to believe that you can have this power to co create. And now we are at the bottom of the deck for the twins. This is advice for the both of you. Light attributes from the father energy, which is the talent for creating and supporting life and being a positive guiding light within the tribal unit. So you are doing this work right now. You are guiding, you are leading, and you are no longer in the shadow of dictatorial control and abuse of authority. You are not trying to control each other. You are not trying to control others. You are just creating and supporting life and being a guiding light. Your guardian angel is here with an emphasis on optimism. Choose to be optimistic. Do that work to get into that place of better feeling thoughts so that you can stay in this place of optimism. Release any Five of Cups sadness you might be focused on, understanding that where you focus, that is where you manifest from. And you are in your power right now, so you are manifesting like that, right? Every subject is two subjects, wanted and not wanted. There is that which you desire and the lack of it. Often, when you believe you are thinking about something that you desire, you are actually thinking about the exact opposite of what you desire. Remember, if you think about something you want but believe you can't have, you are activating both sides. And if you are activating both sides, you do not move. You can't move. You can't get the train to go because you've got this other engine going on the other side. It is your work to turn the trains in the same direction. If you can't do it because of a limiting belief, you need to go and dig out the limiting belief. If you try to manifest before you've done that, you're going to keep coming up on that for a long time. It's going to take a long time to wrangle that energy. All right, we've got an emphasis on this card, which is Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, and teacher. And I think that's very powerful because divine masculine was not trusting in his intuition. And he needs to start working on integrating that divine feminine energy. He's done it before, he can do it again. And it is something that you consistently have to do as the divine masculine because you're balancing that inner feminine. Divine feminine is consistently needing to balance her divine masculine. But right now, the two of you need to trust in your powers of and in your high priestess energy You also have a sisterhood around you of healers and light workers, and you need to turn to them and allow them to help you and assist you on this journey. Peacock spirit is here with let it shine energy. When is the last time you shook a tail feather and shined your light for all to see? Within each of us is a peacock spirit yearning for expression, and you are called now to show the world the gorgeous creature you are, for you are a manifestation of spirit. Come out from your shadows, peacock spirit says, and show your true colors so that others may be inspired to express their own exquisiteness. Exquisiteness. Dance as if you remember that you are made of stardust and grace, filled with life force, energy, and sparkling light. You are a channel for divine love, and your dance is one of a kind. Catch the light and help it to shimmer and dance in celebration of your good fortune of being right here, right now. Spirit wants you to be joyful so that others may get up and dance along with you. Good fortune again coming in with these animal spirit cards. And this idea that you, divine couple, are this channel for divine love, that there's this one of a kind energy between the two of you. And you must catch that light, step into that good fortune, and begin to dance and be joyful so that others can get up and dance with you. So, as soon as you step into this power and come together, you will be inspiring many others to join you in this healthy work of balancing this energy so that you can have these fulfilling relationships with people instead of the stable ambiguity that we're all accepting, which is not helpful to us in a soul journey way at all. Now we have Epona. This is how we're going to close the reading today with our goddess Epona. She is from Celtic Gaul and was especially worshipped as a protectress of horses, a bringer of fecundity to mares, and a giver of well being to fowls. She was the only Celtic goddess to be adopted by the Romans. A lunar goddess, Epona, is often depicted with the cornucopia, a symbol of abundance and plenty. Like the symbol of the horse, she is a bringer of fertility, a source of inspiration, and a figure of death, a psychopomp on the soul's final journey. As late as the 12th century, Irish kings underwent a ceremony of symbolic birth from Epona in her form of a white mare as part of claiming their kingship. In ancient days, a king was ritually wedded to the goddess as part of becoming king. Comfortable in both the realm of life and that of death, Epona is a strong symbol of independence, nurturing, intuitive understanding, instinct, and vitality. So, a very strong, powerful goddess. You can do this goddess practice where you put your hands over your heart and repeat the mantra while meditating for about 15 minutes. My heart is the heart of the goddess. And you can think about embodying this energy of Epona today. All right, that is today's reading. It's about what I thought it was going to be. Honestly, no big surprises here today outside of the Justice card appearing these three times in reverse. Divine Feminine, you are in your power, and it's because you're releasing your attachment. Divine Masculine, you are coming into your power of this King of Pentacles energy and integrating the Divine Feminine of the Queen of Cups, which is a victory for you. And it is because you are facing that what you have been fighting against is an illusion. What you are really fighting against is your own energy that is blocking you, and you're really starting to learn that for your growth. So it's a very good place for the two of you to be. If you can be at peace on this journey, you will see that a lot of the energy that gets stuck for people for so long, it will pick up momentum for you, because the lesson that is to be learned is about your independence and about your ability to have self-love, like that Ace of Cups energy, to embody your own king, to embody your own queen. That's the journey. So if you stop resisting what is happening, resisting the separation, resisting the endings, resisting letting go and these attachments, you will see momentum, because your attraction, your magnetism will really increase as you unblock the resistance that you have to experiencing success and fulfillment. Oh yes, Ash, I see that with yesterday with Hera and the peacock. We have that peacock energy again. True. Also, Ash, make sure you hit me up after this so we can do the 7 card new intentions spread because if you want to do that today. Otherwise, I'll just send you a video of what cards I pulled for you. But regardless, let's do that. If you have not already done so, there will be in the next couple of days a story asking what song you feel embodies the lovers. I got some submissions yesterday. I'll be sharing those with you over the next couple of days. You can make as many submissions as you want. Anytime you see that story with that sticker, answer that sticker question that says, what song embodies the lovers? I will enter you into the playlist. We will shuffle the playlist and I will give away free readings at the end of the month. I've already got a ton of submissions, which is great. But only from a couple of people, which is great for them because that means they're probably going to win. So if you want to be involved, please just go to my Instagram, answer that question when you see it. I'll probably put one up tomorrow. I'm just going to feature some of the songs that were there. You can repeat songs that other people have suggested. Like, don't worry that you have to know every song that was suggested. If you come up with something that's already been suggested, we will just add your name to that part of the spreadsheet and there it will show that you've also suggested that song. So don't worry about having to be original, or if one's already been suggested, you'll still receive an entry for your submission. It's just submitting it all that you receive the entry for. I don't know if there's any other bookkeeping to do. I think that is it. If you need a personal reading, if you need advice, if you need to just talk to somebody for a few, I have a Gmail, tunedintarot@gmail.com. Also, tuned in tarot on Instagram. You can hop into my DMs. I usually check those. Even if I don't follow you, I check my generals or whatever. So if you need me for anything, hit me up. And stay tuned for more information about upcoming workshops in music production for women and tarot for growth and expansion. So you can learn how to do what I do for yourself and for others, because this is the work. This is how we become whole and healthy and functioning adults. Some reason we don't learn that as children. I don't know why, but we don't. All right, everybody, take care. Have a wonderful day today.